Today on episode 3, we have someone I have personally known for almost 2 decades. From being that bubbly and giving friend that we all adored to creating a beautiful life with love, creativity, career, passion, marriage, and motherhood, she has done it all. By day, she's a thriving IT professional, and by passion, she's the creative force behind SassyArtStore, her very own artistic venture. She is a proof that with dedication and heart, you can balance career, relationship, and personal dreams and still wear a smile through it all. She's a lead software engineer at Zorian Solution. She's the founder of the brand Sassy Art Store, known for making organic candles and home decor. She is from Mumbai, India. Her life motto is to live life to the fullest and don't wait for tomorrow and lead a balanced life. So let's welcome the ever inspiring Barkha to the Sunday Sit Down with Subhi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's been living cold in Mumbai since a couple of days, so all warm winter clothes are out, but it's really pleasant and nice.
That's nice, nice. So yeah, how does it feel to come on my show?
It's lovely. I think the very fact that you feel that there's something that from my life can inspire someone or something that I can probably share itself is quite it feels quite nice. So it's lovely. I mean, I think we're going to have some interesting discussions today. I'm looking forward to having this chat with you.
Yeah, for sure. Even I'm looking forward to having this connect with you. So yeah, going with the format of the show, like I'll just recap like how we have done with the other guest. We'll be having 3 segments. In the first segment, we'll be discussing topics that are specific to your life journey. In the second segment, we'll be discussing some lessons that you have learned in your 20s. And then in the third segment, I'll be asking some fun questions and I'm anticipating some witty replies to them. So,
Nice.
yeah, so let's begin the first segment with you. So, Barkha, so it has been, I think, over 2 decades since I've known you. Yeah, it has been a very long time. So, yeah, since I've known you, I know I have seen this bubbly, warm, and very giving person when it comes to friendships. So, how has your life changed after marriage? Like, do you miss your bachelor days?
Yeah, I miss it in certain manner, not like entirely, because I think after being married, also life has been very wholesome for me. Touch wood, I've been very lucky that way. And post-marriage joys are quite different and fun, and bachelorhood has its own perks. So I think both have been very nice and interesting for me.
That's nice. So, can you tell like 3 great things about your bachelor life and bachelor life back then, and 3 great things about your married life right now?
Okay. I think for when bachelorette is something which is gives you a lot of freedom. You can just get up and do what you want. You get up and go where you want. So I think the aspect of you can just get up and explore is something that's very nice with bachelorhood. And I think just chilling with friends, hanging out with friends was having those chill moments where you're not worrying about what I need to do next and what is my to-do list for the day was something very interesting, and I think that is something I miss sometimes. That's one, and I think the other thing about bachelorhood is that you get to meet new people, you get to understand what kind of partner you would probably want in future. So that freedom, that time space that you get to look for a partner, because I'm not someone who could have probably done an arranged marriage kind of thing. So the time that I got to actually explore was very I think that was one of the best parts of bachelorhood. And nowadays, I see a lot of people who are doing arranged marriages have to kind of decide so quickly, like within 2 months, 3 months. So I think that's a little bit difficult. So I think those are the 3 best things about bachelorhood for me. And post marriage, I think the very fact that you have a companion to spend your life with, to share those small moments, to, even if you've had like a small joy of the day, you just have someone who can, sit by and talk to and tell that, oh, this was so amazing that happened today, is one of the most wholesome things about marriage, I feel. And I've been very lucky that way also. My partner is extremely, extremely wonderful. Everyone who's met him is kind of knows that he's very sweet. And for me, marriage has become much more easier because of him. And that's one. I've been lucky to find the right person, I might say that. But yeah, that's one. And secondly, I think with marriage, I got a lot of independence to do something that I would probably not have when I'm not married. In the sense, I got to design my own house, do it my way. When you're with your parents, there's certain setup, there's already a home, and you kind of course, we love that environment as well. But then when you grow up and you kind of want to do something of your own taste and of your own liking, and then you have a partner to share those moments with you, I think that's very beautiful part of marriage. I have enjoyed thoroughly making my home, and that's the second thing I would say is really great about marriage. And the third thing I think is my child. I mean, having a kid with the person you love is truly the most amazing blessing I can ever think of. My son, his name is Shaurya, and I think when I watch him play with my husband, and when I see how adorable those two look together, I think this is what a content life looks like here. I mean, I think that's the third most ultimate best part of marriage, to create your own family, to have a kid and have those beautiful lovely moments with the child.
So yeah, now we'll move to your career and business. So you have a full-fledged IT career, but alongside that, you started your own business, like called SassyArtStore, which is even thriving now. So I wanted to understand. I was curious, like, how did your passion begin for this business?
So I think it started quite early. I still was in college when I started making candles, and I used to find it very interesting in terms of the end result that comes out when you make a candle, and there's so much that you can do with it. So that's how I started off. But then it really kind of grew inside when I saw the reactions that people had when I could probably gift it to someone, or someone would see me having it on my desk in office, or not in college actually. Yeah, it was quite an office time. So I got a lot of wonderful, warm responses from people, and that's when I decided maybe I'm making something which is kind of a little more nicer, a little more appealing, a little more important than what I thought. And slowly, that's how it grew. I started making more and more, products and candles for people who wanted to try them, and that's how it really started. It was purely by seeing the wonderful smiles on people's faces when they got that product. So yeah.
Yeah, I can so imagine, like, you are sort of making something out of love, like something you're passionate about, and then you're giving it to people, and the kind of admiration and gratification that you get from them liking it, that is a very, like, that feels very satisfying, right? So yeah, I can imagine the kind of happiness you would have got. So when did this creative side turn into something entrepreneurial? Like, how did it turn?
I think COVID was the right time when I would say this started, because, like I said, I have a full time job. I am a software engineer, so I used to not get that much time when I had to travel to office and then back home. But in COVID, when I got that extra time by saving a little bit of time for traveling, and we were all confined to our homes, so there's a lot more looking into your own lives that was happening in COVID. So I think that's the time when I actually also got opportunities like these. I had marketplaces approach me who wanted to list small business products, and who thought that the product was something that they would love to showcase to their audience. And that's how I also got a little more confidence, a little more exposure, I might say. And I kind of also wanted to grow individually. So I revamped the whole Instagram page and put out designs which were much more, a little more professional, a little more crisp and clear, and a lot of options. And that's the time where I think it actually grew, and I started looking at it from an entrepreneurial perspective. And I actually saw a lot of acceptance also at that time. A lot of people wanted to try small business products. So I think that was the time where it became a bigger thing than I was running it as.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, COVID did turn out to be a blessing in disguise for so many things. Like a lot of people did switching, started their own venture, started their own passion and hobbies. And I'm glad that you got to turn this creative side into a business, something of a business, which is successful today. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like so proud of you. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Yeah. So, Barkha, like, you have this like career going on. You're married now. You're a mother, and then you also have this business. So, how do you balance like all this so gracefully?
I think the key to balancing everything, I think there's no secret as such, I would say, or there's no one single short answer, but it's a combination of a couple of things. Like it does take a lot of hard work, I must say. And I personally, I think I'm someone who is not very fond of sitting idle. I always like to do something. I am actually not comfortable sitting idle. I'm always doing something. So that helped me because I would always look forward to what I can do in the day. And I think my to-do list also helps me a lot. I divide my task, when it's office work, or there's a to-do for my personal work, and then there's a to-do for Sassy Art Store, and now there's another one for Shaurya. But I just love doing so many things, and it keeps me kind of motivated and occupied in the whole day. So I love doing that, and how I manage it is basically by maintaining to-do list. I kind of try to prioritize because not every day everything will be equally important. Certain days my work is more important. Certain days there's an order which needs attention, so probably I might hire someone, or I might request the client to do it on a weekend. So kind of managing it all together is something which I achieve by using prioritization. I think that's the key to how I do things. And I do have a lot of family support also. So sometimes, when I'm having a big order, I kind of have my sister helping me, or those kind of hiring people and kind of helping with the packaging. So weekends, I kind of eat up others also. I must say that. But they're all very beautiful to help me out. And yeah, I think the key to balancing for me is prioritization, and it does require a lot of organization. Like I need to decide which thing goes when. My week is sometimes planned in advance so that I can make sure that everybody gets that equal amount of attention. I'm not so far I've not been pushing back anything. Everything's in the same track. And I think that's something even I'm proud of. I did not know that I could pull it off so well, but touch wood, yeah, things are going pretty well. So that's actually inspiring and beautiful that you're getting support from family. I mean, so the key to like balancing all these things, what I have understood is like organizing it and prioritizing accordingly. So there will be days when probably your business wants more attention of yours, and maybe your family will take care of other things like things like in the house or something. And sometimes when your career wants more time, maybe you will reduce like working on the business for that particular week or something. That makes sense. So there will be days when your business is not doing well. Like, how do you stay motivated? Like, how do you continue to believe in yourself when you are facing some issues? In your venture. I think there are ups and downs. I totally agree with every business, I think, or a career or whatever. And what I do is I always switch. Like I try to do something different. Like whether it's inventory, whether it's designs, whether it's fragrances. Even though we were doing offline workshops, Speech Me, and it was on a boom. Like everybody wanted to attend a workshop, offline exhibition. Everybody wanted to see what small businesses are doing. So many new things had come up. So at that point, offline workshops were working amazing. And then later on, it became so much that it kind of got saturated. But then you always have to switch to something else. If something's not working out, something else will. So I keep trying. I keep kind of twisting and turning it a little bit to make sure that let's see if this is working out. So that's one key. I'm motivated. I think I've never felt pressurized to run my business. I feel with the art forms, that's what happens. And I think with everything, whatever is your financial backing, it's always going to be thoda bahut stressful because you're earning from it. It's going to be a little tough. But with my business, I've always kept it something which gives me joy more than a financial backing. But touchwood, it's also been great financially, so that's a blessing. But I do not put that much pressure on my business. And if there are days when it's not working out, I give myself a break. I'll be like, okay, let's take 2 days, let's take a week, and let's see what different we can do. Then you have to research the market also. If what you're doing is not working out, you check out what others are doing, and then get inspired by that. And then there are so many times I end up making something which someone comes and that tells me, oh, this is such a great idea. So it's a community driven inspiration. It's a self driven, I want to try something else attitude. All that together helps me running the business when it's not doing great.
Inspiring. Thank you for sharing those details. How has motherhood changed you? Like as a person, as a professional, both?
I think motherhood is so beautiful. It's, I think, one of the most wonderful things that can happen to a woman. I think it's such a beautiful journey from day one till you see the face of your child and every other day after that. I think professionally, personally, in every aspect, it makes you grow as a person. When I was expecting a baby, I automatically there was a shift in my thought process. I wanted to, behave or I wanted to grow as an individual that my child can look up to. And I obviously you start grooming in a different manner for yourself as well. Because when you do something, you automatically start thinking, what will Shorter feel like? Why am I doing this? Or you always want to do something better for your child. So it grows, you grow as a person for sure. And the abundance of joy is unparalleled. It's just so amazing that you do it with a blink of an eye. You don't even feel that you're doing something different. You just automatically tune into becoming a better version of yourself for your child. So I think that's the major change that happens. And other than that, it's just wonderful. Every time he smiles at you, things just feel amazing. You feel like the world is suddenly much more brighter and beautiful. So, yeah.
To hear. I mean, I can imagine a little bit. It can make you like more mature as a person because now you are like, okay, somebody is looking up to me, and somebody will learn by looking at me, by looking at what I'm doing, what I'm eating, how I'm talking. So, as according to that, we tend to change ourselves. So that's beautiful. So let's say Shaurya grows up like and he becomes 10 years old and he sees this video what we are recording today. So what three lessons would you want to like convey to him?
I think first thing I would tell him, I'm assuming that since there's a lot of social media now and there's a lot of online presence for every individual, I think when Shaurya grows up, the first thing I'm going to tell him is that you know what, keep the phone aside and just go out, play, have fun, enjoy the nature, enjoy the world you have around you, because there's always going to be time to go online and do stuff, but while you have your liberty, just enjoy the world around you rather than the world on your phone. So I think that's the one thing I'll tell him. And the second thing, what I've learned from my life is that I'll always ask him to be how he is, to kind of, I mean, not compare with the whole other world around him. So many other people will be so different in their own way. So I'd love for him to just grow as a person rather than wanting to be like someone else. Inspiration is fine, but the pressure nowadays of, doing things in a certain way or being in a certain manner is something which kind of kills the whole aspect of individuality in today's world is what I feel. So I'll always motivate him or kind of tell him to just go out there and explore yourself and be the individual that you would like to be. So I think that's the second advice. And probably the third one would be while he's 10, he's quite young, but I think I'll ask him, probably want him to be cautious of what he eats, because in today's world, good nutrition, good kind of food is a little bit tricky. There's a lot of junk available in the market, so I'd love for him to start eating healthy as well.
So that the mother side of you, like speaking out, like, for him to eat healthy, even when he's 10 years old.
I'd love to share. I mean, I'd probably love Shaurya to learn cooking, and kind of make some lovely recipes for himself, something fun. Nowadays, you see, kids are so smart. They're just so, they grow up so fast. They learn so many things so quickly. Well, like, I cannot imagine when I was younger, we were just like a little less, we had less exposure to the world. So the growing up aspect was also like in our own pace. But nowadays, kids grow up so quickly. So I'm sure if he loves cooking, I'd love to teach him some healthy recipes.
So what Gen category does he fall under? Like, I know Gen Z is.
It's something I've not kept up with.
Yeah, yeah, because you spoke about social media, right? Like, because I think when we were growing up, we did not have phones. So we were like sort of getting raised in a very peaceful world. But now there is a lot of comparison, lot of stress, lot of competition. But one good thing is that I think while our parents were raising us, they wanted us to be like doctor or engineer or anything. Good thing is that what I'm like what I'm sort of assuming from your answer is like you are not going to pressurize your child.
Absolutely not, because I feel like I in fact I would love to give this example, and I tell this to everyone I meet is that you should just love what you do. I mean, I know it's said a lot in movies and it's sometimes not possible to achieve, but why not try? Yeah. Why not try to do something which you love doing? Like, I would give an example of my husband. He's so good at his work. Like, he loves doing his technical work that he does in office, and that's because he's always been passionate about becoming an engineer. He's always loved coding on the laptop. He loves researching on technology, so he's damn good at it. So if you are interested in what you're doing, you're definitely going to be much happier in doing that work. You probably will achieve much more. And in today's world, there is scope for everything, I feel. I mean, yeah, some professions might be a little more difficult, some professions might be a little easy. But if you're so passionate about it, I'm sure you'll achieve a good space for yourself. You'll be at a good position in life. So I think, yeah, I mean, kids should get an opportunity to explore and choose what they like to do.
Yeah, these are like very interesting discussions. I hope he gets to hear this when he grows up. Like you have family, like marriage, motherhood, and then you also have this business and career. So yet you are able to stay connected to your friendships. Like how do you stay? Like how do you ensure that through all these years your friendships have stayed like relevant and meaningful and have been alive?
I think it's a lot to do with how I think. It's a lot to do with the kind of person I am. I always feel that a social circle is as important as anything else. Is as important as earning. It's as important as you know. Every social aspect of life is important. You cannot just be on your own, and I mean, I've seen a couple of people in our older generation not having a lot of social contact. Some parents I've seen are wonderful communities. So I always feel that you should always have a circle around you. They are kind of your chosen family. Very cliche sentences I'm using, but I love that aspect where I have stuck to friends who've understood me over the past so many years. And yeah, you rightly said I do have really long friendships now that you mention it. But how do I do it? I don't know. It's just been very organic. It's just been very yeah. I do take out time. That's one thing I might add, that I sometimes do take up that effort. I do that extra call to make sure we check in and we talk, and I share moments of my life, even though I'm knowing that the person on the other side might be busy. But then the very aspect of they, checking out that moment I've shared and just saying, "Hey, this looks so beautiful." Let's say Shaurya's pictures. So I have friends in US and UK, and they're really close to me. So of course I can't meet them very often, but I look forward to that 1 month that they come down to India. So that excitement, that connect has always been there, and it does take extra effort from either my side or the other person's side. And I feel like if you just put your feet forward, no, anybody and everybody will respond. So it just takes that little extra effort sometimes, but otherwise it's been just the kind of person I am. I just love having people who understand me, and it's a blessing. I don't know if it's quite underrated or something, but having people who have known you for years, just makes it so much easier to talk to them, you know. Yeah. It makes it so much easier to share things. Sometimes you don't speak for months and then but then person knows you so well that the moment you talk, things are like just okay, you know, you just know this is going on with you. So it's just lovely, you know. It does take extra effort, but yeah.
Very truly said. Like, it's just like putting a little bit of extra effort, and then you never know the other person would be, sort of like expecting that probably one call, one message, and you just start from where you had left off last time. Yeah.
I think it's also about not having too many high expectations.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something again to understand as you grow up and you become more mature and life
Yeah.
gives you so many things to handle. And then you just, like a simple, a small 2-minute call also feels nice. You don't expect those long conversations, you don't expect those quick hangouts, and you're just happy with whatever is there. I think that's also beautiful.
Also, yeah, these friendships have also become so mature. I mean, probably we have had fights with them. They have seen us like in our raw moments, wherein we did not have filters. Probably we cried, probably we screamed, and probably we laughed together and everything. So they have seen us through every phase. And after all of these years, they do understand. Like, let's say if you are busy, you are not able to pick calls, you are not able to return messages, then no. They know this person is going to come. There is that is a deep bond of trust already established. Yeah. So,
honest conversations, I think, are also a very important factor if you want to have long
yeah,
relationships.
yeah,
Sometimes if you're hurt, just tell them, what, but talk to me, something's not right.
Yeah.
Or just, simply appreciating the little effort that someone's done.
Yeah.
So, honest conversations, I think, are also very important to having long relationships.
Yeah, that's true. So I think we covered your married life, we covered your motherhood, career, business. So we have almost come to the end of segment one. Just before finishing it, I would like to ask one question. So people who are in their 20s, like they are probably stuck in their career and they want to start something aligned with their passion, but they feel they don't have time. So what advice would you want to give to them?
I think, like I feel, a financial backing is very important. So someone who's already in a corporate job, like a lot of people say that if you want to have a thriving business, you must choose between a corporate life and a business, a corporate life and a business. And I honestly don't think that's very important or that has to be done. I think both can go hand in hand very well. It's just that you need to understand how much of time you can devote to your corporate life, how much of a time can you remove for your passion, and just being consistent at the passionate art form that you're working at. Just being consistent. Some days you might just not be able to even touch what you're doing, and you'll just be busy working. But then the moments that you do get time, and if you do end up being consistent, I think some or the other day it will definitely bloom into a business. And but yeah, it does take a lot of hard work. I mean, the fact that you want to do two things definitely will require twice of your time. So that mentality has to be there that I have to put in an extra effort. You can't just be like, yeah, I'm not getting time. I don't want to do this. It is going to take an extra amount of time. Like I personally, I hardly watch TV because most of my time I love working in the workshop. So there's that kind of attitude has to be there when you want to do both things together. So that's one. Being consistent is one. And I think the third thing is it's not necessary to leave your corporate life for work. Because nowadays running a business is not easy. You see a small business in every fourth household today. And growing a business, getting the right amount of clients, growing it into a financially, remunerative business is not easy in today's time. And I definitely don't advise that that's the only thing you do. I mean, definitely, if you start off very early and you get into a business and you know that you want to do only that, definitely go for it. But if you have a corporate job and you want to make a business, it might be slow. But if you're consistent and if you kind of understand that, it's not going to happen overnight, it's going to take time, then I think at some point it will grow. And definitely, by God's grace, if you reach a point where your business is as remunerative as your corporate life, you can always give it a go with and just go ahead with the business. Yeah. But I think going there slow, being consistent, and understanding how the whole thing works together is very important. Having unrealistic expectations that with my work in the business you can bloom in 4 days is not something that happens. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of going beyond your 9 to 5 job and doing things for your business. All those weekends that just go into the business and you don't end up even meeting someone. That's how the business ends up becoming big.
That's a very sensible advice. I mean, thanks for like sort of making us go through all types of scenarios and sort of explaining the audience that probably you don't have to like stick to one thing. Maybe you can do both, but then yeah, you have to put in that amount of hard work and at least be consistent. Like at least show up in what you really aim to do or what you're passionate about. So yeah, this was a great segment. Let's move to the second segment. So Barkha, in your 20s, like there would have been times when things did not work out as per what you wanted. So when these situations come in life, how do you stay motivated? Like how you just keep going and don't give up? You specifically asking about the 20s? Yeah, just in general about life in 20s or in general about life, not specific to business this time, in general about life.
Things don't work out my way, how do I cope up with it is what you're asking, right? So I think every time everything that you attempt is not going to work out your way. Accepting that fact itself makes it a little easier. Just knowing that you're attempting something and it may not work out is it helps accepting what is happening. And second thing is I generally talk it out with someone. Maybe it's my mom. If it's something serious, then I talk it out with my mom. She is, I must say, the biggest and the most important person in my life. Anything and everything that I'm stuck up with, whether it was in school, whether it was in college, she's always been there to lend that ear to me and to listen to me and obviously share her opinions. Sometimes I listen to it, sometimes I buy it, sometimes I try to do it my way. So I think just having someone to discuss what's not good for your life is also very helpful in accepting and trying to change it or trying something different. So I think that's how I go about it. And then I just switch. I mean, if something's not worked out, I just try to forget it and I try to move on. I look forward to what I can do next. So then that automatically starts escaping my brain. It start thinking of something. It's very easy to actually trick your brain. You just need to have something to go forward to. So this is something I've realized again with as you grow older, you realize how to deal with things. So this is one I always keep something to look forward to. So something's not worked out. Okay, you might want to learn something out of it, but then yeah, let it go. If it's bothering you, talk it out. If not, okay, it'll pass by with time. Yeah.
So and just flowing through life and seeing like what is coming next. Maybe some and it's always a better thing is coming next. So so yeah.
If you feel that yeah, okay, some things are not working out, but something good is coming your way, being grateful. I think being grateful for me has changed my perspective to negative things that happen in life a lot.
What kind of people inspire you? Like how do you find good energy or good vibe in someone? Are there certain set of people who give you like negative vibes and there will be certain set of people who give you positive vibes? So what are those positive vibes?
I think when it comes to negative vibes, I think people, there are certain kind of people who, I don't know how to put it in the right way, enjoy by putting others down. It may be like in a fun banter, or it may be like taking a dig at someone and they find it funny, which is something I can't tolerate. I really feel that, I mean, yeah, when you're small or young, these kind of banters are okay. But then when you grow up eventually, I think everybody requires respect even when you're fooling around. So putting someone down is something that really irks me. I do not appreciate that kind of behavior. Even when it's a small, funny gathering, I think everyone deserves some level of respect that way. So that's something that put me off. And one thing that's positive, um, I think I love people who kind of, are quite entertaining when it comes to meeting. Everybody wants like a joyous, happy face around. Yeah. So and everybody's lives are somewhat difficult, somewhat easy, somewhat. So when you meet people, you always want a nice, chill environment. So goofing around, and I think even I try to be that kind of person. Fooling around and kind of having a nice, chill time is what I find positive. Even my dad, to some extent, is that way. Whenever we go home, he kind of keeps his work aside. He tries to like hang around with us and make small moments fun. And even Narendu cracks PJs like that, my husband. So I think that's the kind of vibe that I love when it comes to people.
Yeah, that makes sense. In your 20s, was there some habit that you implemented in your daily routine and which made a big difference in your life? Any small habit?
I think there are a couple, but then the most primary one I think I would like to share is having a hobby. Yeah, and you can see how that has turned out as well. But in my 20s, I wouldn't know that it's going to become a business. But then the very fact that I would enjoy going into that small space with no one around me, just working on my wax and mixing fragrances made me feel so calm and peaceful. And I feel like a hobby is something which is always going to stay with you. Yeah. You might have good days at work, you might have bad days at work, you might have a good day with people, but a hobby is something which is always by your side. It's always going to be how you want to turn it into. So I love that aspect, and I feel that's one thing that changed things for me when I was in 20 and when I'm now. So always have a hobby, always have something different that gives you joy and makes you happy when you do it. Yeah, that totally makes sense. So, if you get to talk to your 19-year-old Barkha today, so what advice would you like to give her, like to live her 20s differently? Differently, okay. Yeah, different than what you did. I would probably advise her to chill and not worry of what other people think. I think all of us probably somewhere, used to worry a lot of what others are going to think of us, how they are perceiving us. And lucky are those people who actually don't bother, and just see how they are. That's such a peaceful and such a calm state of mind. And I think a younger self, I would just say that yeah, just go out there, do what you like. Don't worry of what people are going to think, and don't try to hold on to people too much. Yeah, just let go, and whoever's meant to stay is going to stay. That's one thing, because when you're younger, you really want certain things in a certain way. You really want people in a certain way because you're younger. You do not understand aspects of personality and perspective and how people think differently. So let go, do things your way, enjoy life. That's the yeah, that's great. Letting go is key to happiness. Yeah. Okay. So we'll move to fun segment now. Like we discussed like a lot of heavy topics, and now we'll try to have some fun. Okay, so my first question to you would be like, would you like to share some, useless talent that you secretly have? I keep bugging my husband to do things, and he gets less time on the weekends, but still I be like, this is pending, let's do this, let's do that, and he'll keep bugging him, and he'll be like, Arey, yaar, I get one weekend and all, and then but then he realized that wo karne ke baad things are so much nicer, so he'll be like, हाँ, would you kind of push me to do it? So I think yeah, that's one. It's useless because he would have done it anyway. Maybe a little 1 week later, but he would have done it. But yeah.
So, if your life had a background song, what song would that be?
It's an old song. I don't know if you know it, but that's what's coming to my mind right now. I don't know why. But it's चला जाता हूँ किसी दिन में बदलते सपने तराने लिए. You know that song, right? I don't know the
Yeah,
words very well.
but I am not recollecting the lyrics. Like, what made you choose the song?
I think it's go with the flow and just keep moving forward. Something that I've been talking since beginning the show. I think that's what the song makes me feel. It makes me feel very pumped and nice and happy. And I think older songs have so much more nicer tunes and so much more calmer meaning to the song. That I think that's what came to my mind right now.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, if somebody gets to play you in a movie, who would that person be?
Somebody as an actor.
Should be, yeah, most likely. But you can name a person like just non-celebrity also if you want to. If you want to. If you don't like any celebrity, you can name a non-celebrity.
Kriti Sanon would do a quite nice job because I think she's quite like that. She's got an own cosmetic business which is doing so well, and then she's so good at acting, and she's like she has her own I'm me attitude. So I think that one.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. So, do you have any go-to comfort food at 2 a.m. at night? Maybe having alone, or you're having with your husband, or with your sister, or mac and cheese.
If I have gajar ka halwa, then that's the second. But generally, it's a seasonal thing, right? So mac and cheese, it's easy to order.
Nice mac and cheese. Okay. So, if you get to swap your life with one person for a day, who would that person be?
My sister, Sneha. She's doing so amazingly at whatever she's doing currently. She's at her peak. She does this networking. She meets such wonderful people, and I don't know the whole community that she's created for herself. I really adore that. So maybe my sister. I just want to see how it feels in her world. So many people and such wonderful, wholesome conversations she has with people. Sometimes she's a CA also, so people come to her with her financial situations and the way she sorts them out. I find it so amazing. Sometimes I look at her and I'm like, when did she grow up so much? She was a little kiddo, and today she's solving people's financial problems and talking to like elder. This is a group of women that she's part of, and so many elder women are kind of asking her for advice, and it's just so amazing to see her work. I'm so proud of her. So maybe I'll just switch with her for a day and see how it is in her world. Although I'm horribly bad at math, so probably I won't touch her computer. But that.
Yeah, but yeah, I think big sisters are biggest fans of younger sisters, maybe.
Yeah, so quickly. Sometimes ऐसा लगता है यार she's so young. Yesterday,
Yeah.
she was my kid, and now she's so.
And your son is going to grow up even faster. Barkha, happy to announce that we have come to the end of segment 3, and with that, we have come to the end of episode 3 with you.
Wow.
Yeah. So, just before wrapping up, I'd like to ask you small questions. So, first would be like one thing that can make you instantly happy, and probably I'm guessing already around. What could be the answer?
A warm hug by probably someone from my family makes me really happy. And just simple like that. And of course, a chocolate cake.
Okay, I was expecting the first one or the second one. So good. Finally, like, okay, what advice would you want to give to the audience who are watching you today, and to me, and to the show Sunday Sit Down is we. Yeah.
I think it's a wonderful concept. I think I'm going to tell you first and then probably come back to the audience, the wonderful people who have sat through such a long episode of me yapping. But I think the concept of the show is amazing and it's very, I don't know, maybe I haven't, but I haven't seen a lot of people trying to make such honest and organic conversations available out there to so many people to see. So I think the concept is amazing. And talking about very simple lives, like, I'm just a normal person, I'm not no one so famous. But then being able to talk about the little achievements we've had as just ordinary people, I think it feels special. I think everyone who comes to your show would feel special down there somewhere that, okay, I have done something that I have content to talk about. Itself feels nice and really special. So I think the concept is wonderful. The segments are beautiful. You've done a very nice variation of everything. I like the fun segment also, which I was like, हाँ और चार पांच questions आएंगे, it'll be more fun. Maybe you can add book question one segment, but it was lots of wholesomeness to the whole show. And I think to the audience, I think I've done whatever best I could, and if anything out of that makes sense to anyone, it will be great to share it. And if anyone would like to, see how things can get better with like just these simple conversations, I think it's wonderful. So thank you for bearing with me for such a long time.
You gave lovely answers. I mean, all of your answers were like so much with love and honesty and, so much realness. So thank you for that. And then, as you mentioned, right, like we have a lot of talk shows, a lot of podcasts. Mostly it has celebrities, and most of them are, as we know, like what they say is not real. Like half of them could be like, okay, what they want to convey to the world, what they want to show, but they would not be real. But so that was the motto of this show, like to actually get real stories, have real conversations with people who are going to talk real stuffs. And secondly, I would slightly disagree. Maybe they are celebrities, so we find them successful and we find our lives ordinary, but I don't think so. Because I think all of us have had like some sort of achievement. I think everybody gets to teach you something.
Really wholesome idea. I wish you all the best. I think I really hope the show grows much more and you get much more people out there who would love to share their stories. I really think it's a wonderful idea.
Thank you so much for your kind words, and I really would like to appreciate that you remove time from your busy hustle and you actually like gave 1 2 hours to just record this and sort of share your beautiful life story with us. And yeah, looking forward to your final video, and looking forward to everybody's responses to your video.
Yeah.
Barkha, that was such a heartfelt and inspiring conversation. Thank you for opening up and sharing your journey with all of us. You have shown us that growth is not about doing it all perfectly, but doing it all with love. To everyone watching, remember that balance doesn't come from perfection, but it comes from passion and presence. See you all next Sunday on the Sunday Sit Down with Subhi. And until then, stay kind, be curious, and keep having real conversations. Bye bye.